Hello and how are ya? Welcome to the Stash Down Diaries. My name is Jen. I'm your socially awkward knitting friend from Cape Breton. And today is June 4th, which means it's time for a Stash Down roundup. Seeing how I did for the month of May with my Stash Down. So I will be showing you everything that I finished. I will be showing you anything that I purchased. And I'm going to start doing whips now. So I've been working on a lot, I'm not gonna lie. And this might take a little longer than usual, but I'm gonna start doing it every 2 weeks. So hopefully that'll take care of a lot of the stuff. And yeah. So before we get into it, it is chilly out today. So this is actually one of my finished objects for the week. And I definitely needed a hat this morning. We went from like super high temperatures last week, like kind of annoying to me because I wasn't ready for summer. I need a gradual shift into it. I do not do well in heat. The extreme seasons are not my favorite. My two favorite seasons are spring and fall, with fall being on top. But this weather is really welcome. For anyone who doesn't know, Nova Scotia is facing unprecedented wildfires right now. I do work for the Department of Natural Resources and Renewables, and a lot of my coworkers are up there working their butts off to get this under control. So it's super nice to have the amount of rain that we had. There's still going to be fires that are burning deep into the duff layer, but they're going to be able to knock down some hot spots with this colder weather and the bit of rain we had. And I think we're supposed to get more on Monday night. I'm not up at the wildfires because I'm on fire duty here. I actually have to go to work at noon. So anyway, I don't get to go, but I get to sit here and talk to you about my knitting. So I'm going to start with acquisitions, which has a little story with it. First, I'll do the Briggs & Little. I bought 3 balls of Briggs & Little because, as I mentioned in a previous video, the last video I think, I'm knitting through the Saltwater mittens books. So I'm kind of planning ahead for what colors I want to knit with, and one of them is plum. I want to combine this with Fundy Fog. So I purchased this one because I didn't have this in stash, but I do have Fundy Fog in stash. And then I purchased, oh, here comes Piper. Hi, buddy. What's going on? Hi. You gonna come up? You say hi? Come on. There she is. There she is. Yeah. You're a good girl. Hey. You're saying, Mommy, who are you talking to? Who are you talking to? Hey. Yeah. We gonna talk about yarn? I'm gonna talk about you in a minute because of what you did. Hey. Do you know what you did to my yarn? Mm-hmm. Yeah, see, she likes yarn. So we keep it away from her. You just gonna sit there? Okay. So then I got this Tuffy because I'm gonna be working on it with socks because I make socks to sell, which you'll see a pair in a little bit. And then I also bought Silver Gray, which you'll see in a little bit because it's in a work in progress. Now, little story about this one, eh? I needed a little retail therapy last week. So I think it was Saturday, I went to Tracy's Rolling Yarn Shop because she wasn't too far away from my parents' house. She's gonna bump the table now. And I had in mind to get yarn for, excuse me, a muscle burrow, because I'm gonna knit those for gifts this year. Hopefully my family doesn't like consistently watch my videos and see which one they're getting or whatever. They always expect knitting. They know they're getting knitting. It's just the kind of knitting they don't really know. So I needed needles actually, and also retail therapy. So I got needles for a project that I will show in a bit, but I also wanted these stitch stoppers. I love stitch stoppers. I got the little mooses. I saw them on her Instagram, so they were there. So I grabbed them. And this is what I got for knitting a muscle burrow. So normally when I go anywhere, Miss Piper gets relegated to a section of the house. So I close the dining room door, I close the living room door, and she has access to the living room, the kitchen, and the mudroom. And I de-piper that area. All yarn gets moved out. Anything else she might chew gets moved out. Really, Piper? Anyway, she's hearing her name too much, I think. So everything gets moved out. It's de-pipered. I came home and the living room door was ajar, so I must not have closed it all the way. So she got access to the entire rest of the house minus the basement. And so I came and I pushed all my yarn to the front entry. So this was in the front entry and it was tipped over. This skein of Pepino was in the living room. And it was like one of those she likes to rip, the thing she likes to do with these is she likes to rip the labels off. And she shreds the labels. So it was like something from a horror movie where you're seeing, oh, what's she doing now? Oh, she got a bottle. She can have bottles. It was like a horror movie where you're starting to see there might be a bloody knife and then you're like, oh, there's a few spots of blood and then you come on the victim or something. It was yarn. So this was in the living room. This was laying on its side in the front entry, the bag. And the other yarn that I'm about to show you was missing from it. So I go upstairs and I look in the yarn room and it's just the label shredded on the floor. And the yarn's nowhere there. So then I go into my bedroom and here it is on the floor. Oh, look, there's a shred of the label. See, she doesn't do anything to it. She just takes the label off and shreds the label. So this is one of those skeins. When I saw it, I had to have it. This is going to be a Musselboro for me, probably. It's something for me because just look at it. And I can't remember the colorway name. I'm sorry, but it is Woolen Wanderlust yarn and it is beautiful. Their dyeing is just gorgeous. So anyway, look at it. It has yellows and pinks and stuff speckled in there and just the most beautiful blue ever. So yeah, this is one of my stash acquisitions for the month. So my total stash acquisition was 569 grams. And yeah, that's Miss Piper. That's what I have to deal with. The other thing she likes to do is she likes to take a cake. She'll take a cake. If she gets her hands on it, she'll hold it between her paws and just pull the middle out of it. So she doesn't get to play with yarn. One good thing though is that she doesn't swallow any of the things that she gets her little mitts on. And she doesn't chew it to bits, have it in little pieces. She just likes to pull it apart and she likes to shred the paper. Sometimes when I leave her alone, I'll leave her something to shred just for fun, but yeah. So yeah, that's all my stash acquisitions for the month of May, 569 grams worth. So next I will talk about my finished objects and I'm wearing one. So Birch and Lily and Carsley Handmade, we're doing a special skein cal this month. I think it's going to June 10th. And so I had this skeiny yarn. This is Handmaiden Alpaca Merino. And I've had it in my stash for a bit. So I wanted to knit myself something. I just wanted a basic hat. This is one of my favorite colorways that Fleece Artists was doing. It was an exclusive colorway to Bedeck Yarns. It's called Cape Breton Highlands. And yeah, one of my favorites. So I wanted a hat for transitional seasons, going from summer to fall and winter to spring. Because here you still need to wear a hat some days, and today was one of those days. This is, I can't remember the name of the pattern, Simple Hat, I think, Simple Pleasures Hat, and it's by Pearl Soho. It was really quick to knit up. It's a sport weight yarn. Very enjoyable. Just mindless knitting. Mindless knitting, as you'll see, in most of my projects, other than the Saltwater Mittens ones, it's mindless knitting has been my jam lately. And I think So I wanted to try to finish the skein. So I also used the yarn to knit these, also a transitional season item. The color's not picking up great on the camera. It's more like this right here. But yeah, these are just called simple mitts, simple fingerless mitts or something like that. Not sure. But to go with the hat for transition. And then Knitty Natty is doing a cozy along. I don't submit my stuff for any of these alongs. I just kind of participate because I don't want to win any prizes because I'm doing a stash down and I'm overwhelmed. And even if the prize is a project bag, I got too many project bags. I have to get rid of some. But anyway, cozy along, special skein along. This is a cozy that I knit with the same yarn because I was trying to use it all up and I still didn't quite manage it, but I got a small enough ball that I can just put it in a notions bag and use it as waste yarn when I'm doing thumbs on a lot of the mitts that I'm going to be knitting. Piper is doing something. I'm going to have to go and check and see what she's up to because she might have something that she's not supposed to have, but it's probably a toy. I'll be right back. Yep, it was a toy, so we're all good. So yeah, so these are the 3 projects I knitted of that skein. Still have some left, going in a notions bag. Love this hat. I love the way it fits, and it's really actually perfect for this kind of weather. So that's those. Will we do, oh, we'll do the other cozy now because I just talked about a cozy, but this is the other one that I knit. This, okay, so this was a unicorn tail by Madeline Tosh that I had in my stash for quite some time. I got that yarn at Do You Knit in Toronto years ago. I got 2 unicorn tails, this yellow one and a blue one. And when I was knitting with this, I went into my scrap stash and I thought this blue was the other unicorn tail, but it turns out when I was like cleaning my yarn room, I found the other unicorn tail. So this is not the unicorn tail. I have an idea what this is. I think it's from my, geez, I can't even remember the name of the pattern now, but it's a shawl that I knit a few years ago and it's a really pretty blue. I can't remember what it is, but that yellow is Edison Bulb by Madeline Tosh. So I'm gonna knit another can cozy. I have a lot of Edison Bulb left. I'm gonna knit another one in another size because I got, where did I put it? Yeah, so this is for the tall cans, this is for the shorter cans, and then I need one for the skinny cans, you know, like a lot of seltzer comes in it, the alcohol one. I don't really drink it, but I have mocktails from Chill Street that I drink and they come in those cans. So I'm gonna make one of the skinny ones out of the Edmore Edison Bulb and the other blue. And I'm probably gonna knit some for family because they're super quick. They bust my scrubby skeins and they're practical. Like they just, instead, if you don't have a coaster, they're not like getting a bunch of condensation everywhere in the summer. So that was the other cozy. And now I guess I will get into socks. These, I forgot to count last month, so I counted them this month. These are sale socks, so I'll be selling these. And they are in Briggs & Little Heritage mostly. I use the Tuffy for the heels and toes because it has the nylon in it. And this is Cocoa. The colorway is Cocoa. This is Khaki. And this is Rag. I'm trying to find more Rag. There's none at the co-op. There's none at the dollar store. I might have to order it online because people on my search and rescue team saw me knitting these in a meeting and they really like the color combination. So it's going to be a popular one. So I have to try to get more Rag. There is a McAustin's Woolen Mill similar colorway. Piper's back. And I can get it at the gift shop in Marguerite Harbor when that opens. I think she opens usually in July for the year. But this pattern is one that you'll see often. I always use it. It's the heavy socks pattern from Briggs & Little. So those are those, and those were 187 grams. I didn't talk about what the other things weighed, did I? No, it doesn't matter. I'll just give you the total at the end. She's not usually this active when I'm recording, but she's needy today. So the next one, I knit these for my brother. Oops. These are opal and they're from the Cats and Dogs collection. Their colorways are numbers. So it's the green ones from the Cats and Dogs collection. So we went to Cricket Cove in Fredericton when I was visiting him, and I had him pick this colorway out. He wanted St. Patrick's Day socks. Hopefully, like, this is the first time I've knit them fingering weight. I usually knit them sport weight. And I'm hoping that they fit him okay, because you never know when it's your first time trying to get the stitch counts right and stuff. And these are just vanilla socks. I do 25 rows of ribbing, and then I think I did 65 rows in the leg, and then I always use the heel flapping gusset. Yeah, so that is those ones. Love the colorway. You cannot see it very well, but it is beautiful. And I knit a pair of opal socks for me. This is from their holidays, one of their holidays collections. Really, really pretty. I love these. I knit them the same way as my brother's, except of course the foot is smaller. So these are for me. Yeah, so you're seeing a lot of vanilla socks or just like basic ribbing, because that has been my jam lately. What will I do next? Okay. Yeah, I think I'll save scrappy knitting for last. Piper is just around doing stuff. So like I said, I am knitting through the Saltwater mittens books. The way I'm doing it is I'll do the first pattern from the first book, first pattern from the second book, third and fourth, and then second pattern from the first book. But I am skipping over things that I don't want to knit. So gloves, anything with baubles, they're just not my jam. So I'm not going to knit them. Knit what you love. So this is the first pattern in the first book. It is, I don't know how to pronounce it right, Bacalo or something like that. I knit it out of Briggs & Little Heritage in teal, rust, orange, and turquoise, and I really love the color combination. The thing I love about knitting the Saltwater mittens patterns is that I love playing with all the different colors. So I knit the regular mittens, and then I knit a pair of wristers in the orange, teal, and I think that is bleached white in the Briggs & Little Heritage. So working through these books, it's gonna help me get through some of my older yarns as well. I'm not always gonna be knitting with Briggs & Little, because I have some Galway in my stash that I've had for a long time. I've got some Cascade 220 in my stash that I've had for a long time. So it's gonna be good to get some of those yarns out of the way. So that is that. Just gonna look at my list and make sure I got through everything other than my scrappy knit that I finished. I didn't finish it, but I finished a ball of yarn. So every time Piper just went upstairs and made a racket, that's fine. It's fine. I think next time I'm gonna give her a chewy before I record, and then that'll just solve this. But I've been waiting. She's coming to the office with me, so I've been waiting to give her a chewy at the office. So this month I finished this color. This is Optimistic in Timber Yarns, and it is one of my all-time favorite colorways for self-striping yarn. And as you can see, I started the second row. Yay. There's a little bit of this on the first row here. Yay. So I got it the length I want. This is just gonna be like a little throw lap blanket. It's gonna take me a long time to knit. I got my next color attached on here. That is Somebody's Late from, oh God, I can't believe I can't think of the name. It's one of my favorites. Everybody, no, it's not Dragon Horde. She does the Zombuddy colorways, and they're beautiful. I can't remember. No, this is not Zombuddy's Late. I didn't add Zombuddy's Late yet. This is I think it's like the Mad Hatter one. It's from the Alice in Wonderland ones anyway. When I do this as a finished ball in the next video, which it'll be the next video or the one after that. Probably the next, no, it'll be at the end of this month. I will know the colorway then and the yarn, and I feel so bad that I'm not thinking of it because I love it so much. But anyway, so that was 23 grams. So I think we're done with FOs. So my total grams for the month, she's just wreaking havoc today, man. My total grams for the month out are 651. With the grams in of 569 grams, I am at a total of 82 grams out, which is not super great, but the stuff that I bought, I'm going to be knitting shortly. So now, for the year, I am at negative 2,195 grams. So, well, as you know, forward is a direction, not a speed. So we are just chugging along. I have my plans here for the month. You can't really see them because this month's color marker or pen is light green. Can't really see it. But I have lots of sock plans, saltwater mitts plans, muscle burrow plans, and more scrappy plans with northeasterly blanket squares and finishing my dishcloth cotton. Today is Scrappy Sunday, so I'm going to work on a couple of blanket squares. Actually, this yarn that I showed you when I was talking about Miss P. I'm going to make a couple of blanket squares out of these, and they'll be the next two yarns that go into my northeasterly. Fun, fun, fun. Okay. What will I start with? Because I have a lot of whips. Let's go to Humulus. This is my beloved fat squirrel bag with the wood cookies. So this is Humulus by Isabel Kramer. And this was one of my languishing whips for a bit. I think I cast it on in April of 2022. And I decided that I would make a move on and finish the color work yoke on this. So that is what I did. And once I did that, you know, I just had lovely stockinette in the round knitting to do. There's a couple more of those stitch stoppers that I like. The unicorns. So the yarn that I'm using is Cascade 220, and it is in lilac and charcoal. The charcoal has been in my stash for a long time. I was hoping I'd be using up a bit more of it, but that is not the case. Miss Piper, hey, what are you doing? Don't chew my plant, okay? So, yeah, I was hoping I'd use up more, but it'll go into saltwater mitts probably. So yeah, been working on that pretty steady lately. I worked on, this was my bedtime knitting last night. Love that one. I love them all. What am I saying? I love them all. So I got new work boots, and it seems like, you know, you get new boots and you, Piper, stop. Just like, what? You get new work boots and you have to break them in and figure out what your Piper sock most comfortable would be, and mine is worsted for the new boots. So I need more boot socks. So I cast on just the same heavy sock pattern that I always do. Didn't get a whole lot done on this yet. This is from Lismore Sheep Farm. I bought it on my yarn crawl trip for my 40th birthday. So I have been working on quite a few of those yarns. Like my brother's socks are done. There's these, and then I got a couple more whips that I'll show that are from that wonderful day in March. That was so fun. I'm gonna do that again sometime. Probably not anytime soon, but anyway, this is the black and white color. I don't know for sure what I'm doing for the contrasting heels and toes. I have this Tuffy in, I think it's Oxford. I don't know. It's just fine. Like, I'm not as fussy about colors when it's for me, because they're just work socks. Like, I'm just, you know, they're whatever. They're not a gift or anything. I'm not trying to match colors with what a person likes or anything. But I still kind of want them, I want to be happy with them, you know. So I might get the black Tuffy. I'm pretty sure there is some down at the co-op. So that is those. What am I knitting those on? Oh yeah, these are my go-to. Like, these are like permanent heavy sock knitting needles that just stay with the project. And then this is always my project bag for heavy socks. It's my Fringe Supply Co. bag. Yeah. So that is that one. Oh yeah, those needles are Knitter's Pride Dreams. Okay. So, oh yeah, I knew there was one missing. Ugh. Socks. So these are both socks sock yarns from my yarn crawl trip. And this is also from the Cats and Dogs collection from Opal. These are going to be for my niece. Just more vanilla wonderfulness. Really love that colorway. This is one of my favorite bags I've ever had. It is from Studio in the Green, and they are still making bags. I didn't see sock-sized ones, but she did have like shawl-sized ones. There's a zipper pocket built in the middle. So I put all my light bulb stitch markers in there while I'm knitting, and any other notions I might need. I think there's a darning needle in here. Yeah, there's more light bulbs and a darning needle. But I love how convenient that is, that it's like right there in the middle of the bag. So that is that one. This bag, this was Little Skein in the Big Wool, and I don't think she makes bags anymore. This was like one of my first project bags that I bought, and it's so cute. It's little kitty cats in Paris. And this is Cascade Heritage sock yarn. It is a merino. This is also a yarn that I got on the yarn crawl. This one and the other one. Both of these yarns came from Wool Emporium or Yarn Emporium in Moncton, New Brunswick. So that is those. This is another gift knit. And as much as I love, like, I do love the yarn, but the way it's caked up is not caked up, it's balled up. And the skein is not good. It just comes apart, so it just has to stay contained in the bag. I pull out like a pile of yarn barf at a time and then knit with it, and then I might put it down, and then I'll pull out another thing of yarn barf and then knit with it and put it down. So that is that one. So all the socks. Oh, I didn't mention, it's sock camp time. It started on May 26th. It's put on by the Crazy Sock Lady, Kay. You can find her on YouTube. It's the Crazy Sock Lady. If you want to participate in sock camp, I am participating, just knitting socks. I'm not going to put my name in for prizes. I think you only have to hashtag it though to get in for prizes, so I might end up getting in for prizes because I like to hashtag the knit-alongs, but I'll just, I don't know. I doubt I'll win anything anyway because it's like thousands of people, so I don't have to worry about it. But anyway, sock camp is on. So I did sock camp plans in my last video. If you didn't see that and you want to see everything that I'm going to be working on. So at this point you might be saying, Jen, I thought you were knitting through the Saltwater Mittens books. I am. So of course I have something from there on the needles. Oh, and it's not in this bag. Where is it? Here it is. We'll save that one. Okay. This bag, one of my faves too. Can't remember. Sugar Tots? Sugar Tot, I think. It's my go-to fall bag, but I use it year round because it's so pretty. These are the Hello Goodbye mitts, and they are in the second book that they put out, which is Saltwater Classics. And I'm using the colors Briar Rose and Silver Gray, which is Briggs & Little Heritage yarn. And after knitting all those, or weaving in all those ends from the other ones, I just wanted to go with 2 colors for these mitts. I am going to go back to Bacalo and do the trigger mitt version. It's just that I wanted to switch up the pattern for a bit, and I'll go back maybe when I go after I knit a few things. But yeah. So these will be in my little stockpile of stuff to donate, sell, or gift. And yeah, that Silver Gray is one of the skeins that I purchased this month. So it's already cast on, and I got the second mitt on the go. Yeah. So that is what I'm working on for the saltwater mitts stuff. And my last whip is my first muscle burrow. I love this yarn. This is Less Traveled yarn. It's a little washed out. No, too close. I don't know. You can see it. It's like that beautiful like ballet pink, and then it's got like mossy green and cobalt blue and like some burgundy speckles through it. It is so pretty. And these are the needles that I got at Tracy's Rolling Yarn Shop a couple weeks ago, and these are going to be my official muscle burrow needles. The cast on wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. I can't remember the name of the one I used, but it's the one where you make a loop and you put your needle through and loop it through, and then you have to pull it tight after you get the right number of stitches on. Got my little progress keeper from Sew Sandy Sew. Yeah, so this is Less Traveled yarn in the Devil's Bridge colorway. So this muscle burrow is going to be mine because, yeah. Oh, and this was also for the special skein cal, because this skein I'd been hoarding for a while because it's so beautiful and I didn't know what to knit with it. But I've decided I want it to be on my head where it'd be seen. So that is what I'm going to do. And I got my little Harry Potter castle stitch marker there. It was from a Harry Potter set, but like, they're just generic. But it's cute. And then wine glasses. The wine ones are my like different section ones, and then the castle is the beginning of round. But yeah, that's another nice mindless knit that I've been enjoying. So that's all my whips. I will probably see you again in 2 weeks. If not, it'll be before then, because I might do like extra bonus videos. I don't know. Depends on what I'm feeling like. I do enjoy coming and sitting down and talking about yarn and all the knitting things. I'm going to be starting the 10-minute a day challenge with Deanne Fitzpatrick Studio soon, because I got that kit on my yarn crawl and I have not started it yet. So I think that starts like June 15th or something like that. It's over the summer, 10 minutes a day of rug hooking over the summer. Fun. I'm trying to think if there's anything else, any knit-alongs. I don't think so. It was sock camp, cozy along, and special skein. I think that's it. So I will see you in a couple of weeks. Take care.